Hey everyone, so Prison Meddler here, and yes, it's been a while since I've done an album ranking on for this channel, but I'm gonna go ahead. I think the number is. Let me look. I think it's number 15 on the number 15. I will be doing album rank, and it's gonna be for Machine Head. Y'all know the drill on this one, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's start off with my least favorite. At number 9 is going to be their newest album, Catharsis. I don't even know where to start with this album. This is one of the worst albums I ever listened to. This is just so bad. I mean, yeah, there's some pretty great songs here. Like, the only songs on here that are good. Let me read the track list. Alright. The only songs that are listenable is the title track, Beyond the Pale, Kaleidoscope, Screaming at the Sun, and Heavy Lies the Crown. The rest is just utter trash. Volatile, that's a mess song. Triple Beam, okay. Triple Beam, this is probably the worst Machine Head song I've ever listened to. Like, I'm not fucking with you guys. This song is just trash. Almost every song on here, besides the 4 songs I mentioned, those are the only 4 songs I've heard. I was excited when I heard about this new album called Catharsis. I was so looking forward to that because I really loved their previous album, Bloodstones and Diamonds. I thought this was a fantastic album. And then, I think the first single released was Beyond the Pale. I really enjoyed that song a lot. And the next one was the title track, which I thought that was a great song. I thought this was going to be a really great album, and then Bastards came out. I think it's the third single, which I thought was meh. Not the best song I've heard, but maybe a lot of their other songs are better. But whenever I listened to its entire album, holy shit, this was bad. This is one of the rare times. I understand that disappointment will happen, but this is one of the rarest times I have been pissed off for listening to an album. This album is extremely bad. I am not bullshitting you. I have to rate this album like a 4 out of 10 because I would rate this lower, but due to those 4 songs, I have to rate this a 4 out of 10. Alright, so coming at the 8th spot is going to have to be Supercharger. And now, this has been my least favorite Machine Head album. This album isn't really good, but this album has a lot of filler. This used to be the worst album until their latest album came out, Catharsis. Right now I'm playing White Knuckles Blackout. I think this is one of 3 albums. This is their last album to have new metal elements until their latest album, Catharsis. Even though I do think Catharsis still continues with the thrash sounds on there, but unlike Supercharger and the Burning Red. Excuse me. But this album does have some great songs like Bulldozer, White Knuckles Blackout, which, like I said, is playing right now, Crashing Around You, Nausea, American High, Defending Silence, it's a it's okay album, but it's just not my favorite by them. I just don't think it's one of their. It's just near at the bottom for me. Okay, now next at number 7 is probably going to be unpopular opinion, but like I said, it's just my opinion. It's going to be a bit controversial. It's going to have to be The More Things Change. So, come on, fucking play. Oh. Alright, so, yeah, this has to be my third least favorite. I just had to rank this at the near bottom because I just feel like their other materials are better, but I do think this is a great album, but it's just not my favorite it's just not one of my favorites. Favorite songs from there would be 10-Ton Hammer, Take My Scar, Struck a Nerve, Frontlines, which is playing right now, Violate, and Blood of the Zodiac. Yeah, I think this album follows their debut album, Burn My Eyes, and let me read more of the information here, because I'm not going to go ahead and move on to it, because I feel like I just started already, and yeah. Oh, okay, sorry guys, I thought it stopped. Alright, More Things Change, the More They Stay the Same. It's mentioned in the chorus of Struck a Nerve, which I didn't know that. Alright, there's nothing much I have to say here, so I'm just gonna have to move on to the next song. Sorry to keep y'all waiting, guys. Alright, number 6, I believe, is gonna have to be The Burning Red. Now, this album, yeah, many people may hate this album because it moved to nu metal right after The More Things Change, because nu metal was popular in the late 90s to early 2000s. And I'm not gonna lie, I do like this album though, but I don't think it's their best. Let me see, my favorite songs from there would be Desire to Fire, Nothing Left, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Silver, From This Day, Message in a Bottle, which is a cover song, and 5. Yeah, I do think this is a solid album, but the reason why I just put this album above The More Things Change is because I just like the songs on there more than I do on The More Things Change. Like, yeah, I do think that's all I have to say about this album. So let's move on to number 5. Alright, so number 5 is gonna have to be Through the Ashes of Empires. This is their first album to bring back to their groove metal / thrash metal sounds, as their last 2 albums had nu metal in it, and they stayed away from nu metal until their latest album, Catharsis. Yeah, this album is pretty much a 2000s metal classic, but however, this album was released in 2003, but this album was not released until in the USA until 2004 because of their label issues. I thought, which it kind of pissed off many fans, but I guess it's pretty worth the wait. Let's see here. Favorite songs from there would be Imperium, which is playing right now, Bite the Bullet, Left Unfinished, In the Presence of My Enemies, Day Turns Blue to Gray, Fem, Seasons Wither, which is a US exclusive version, and Descend the Shades of Night. So, yeah, that's... And I think, yeah, this is definitely a great album. That's all I have to say here. Alright. Number 4 is going to be Onto the Locust. Now, this is definitely, I think this is, their first album to be like more like, this album feels more like progressive metal, because it has one of the longest songs on there. It's like almost, I think this is, even though this is the band's shortest album, clocking in at 48 minutes. Yeah, I thought this was a very great album. I just really enjoyed the sound, the songwriting. I Am Hell is definitely a interesting song. It has different segments. It's kind of like what Dream Theater did. I thought that was pretty interesting, the way they do that. Be Still and Know. I think every song is pretty much a 10 out of 10. I thought this album is pretty much a masterpiece. Alright, now, we are already at the top 4, and I just put every song a 10 out of 10. Well, I guess except the bonus tracks, but they don't count because they're just covers. So I'll just let that slide. So yeah, I thought this is a fantastic album. As you can hear the music there. Yeah, that's all I have to say for this one. Alright. Number 3. And maybe a bit unpopular on number 3. It's going to have to be their debut album, Burn My Eyes. I thought this is definitely a 90s classic. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy this album a lot. Every single song is pretty much perfect. That's all. I think this is, let me read something on here. Yeah, this is mainly, the album is mainly about the shit they dealt with, I think, that their hometown, Oakland, like the Los Angeles riots and the Waco siege. Well, actually, the Waco siege is in Texas. It's actually 4 hours from where I live. But yeah, I think this is definitely a classic album. If you haven't listened to this album, you definitely want to check this out. Yeah, I guess it's how I describe this album. It feels like it's like a thrashier version of Pantera. That's how I would describe this album. Alright, now number 2 is gonna have to be Bloodstones and Diamonds. So, yeah, number 2 is gonna have to be Bloodstone and Diamonds. When I first listened to this album, I just can't get into it, and then I started to give it a chance and started giving more listens, and holy shit, I enjoy this album a lot. Yes, this album is over an hour long, but this doesn't feel like it's over an hour. It feels like 45 minutes for me. Every song is pretty much a 10 out of 10, including the ballad track, Damage Inside, and the interlude, Imaginal Cells. Sail Into the Black. I have never heard a song like that before. It feels like... Okay. This feels like it's going to be a boring-ass ballad, and then unexpectedly you hear that... like that. That was very unexpected. That's how... I just really enjoy this album. Here, let me play that for you. You wait until like 4 minutes. Mostly you heard this. And then, I'm going to give it a minute here. There we go. This is something unexpected right here. Like, yeah, you get what I mean. Alright. Oh, didn't I tell you that this was my favorite album in 2014? Like I mentioned on my favorite album in the 2010 by a year. So, yeah, this clocks in at number 2. Alright, now number 1, my favorite Machine Head album is going to be The Blackening. This is an amazing album. This is definitely a thrash classic. I mean, even though this album is out in 2007, I do think this is definitely a classic album. I think for a future modern thrash album, I think this is the classic right here. Every song is a 10 out of 10. This just feels like Machine Head's version of Rust in Peace. That's how I would describe this album. Every song is 10 out of 10. This is a perfect album. Even the bonus tracks were perfect too. Even though they're both from Metal, but it's excuse me, guys. Okay. Yeah. Hallowed Be Thy Name from Iron Maiden and Battery by Metallica. I thought they were both amazing songs as well. Just every single song is just perfect. That's all I have to say for this one. So, as all may know, that is my ranking for Machine Head. And please tell me, what is your album rank for Machine Head? And I will talk to y'all next time. Peace out, everyone.